Monday Night Basketball brings another critical Western Conference matchup as the Los Angeles Clippers return home to host the Memphis Grizzlies, with both teams desperate to change the direction of their seasons. While the spotlight will be on the court, much of the conversation heading into tip-off centers around injuries, availability, and which stars will actually suit up when the game begins. The Clippers enter Monday night's contest carrying the weight of a difficult season. With a 6-19 record, Los Angeles finds itself far below expectations and searching for answers. Thursday night's road loss to the Houston Rockets only added to the frustration, as the Clippers once again showed flashes of potential without the consistency needed to secure victories. In that loss to Houston, Ivica Zubac delivered one of his strongest performances of the season, pouring in 33 points and grabbing 7 rebounds. Zubac was efficient around the rim, aggressive in the paint, and one of the few consistent bright spots for Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard also contributed with 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, continuing to shoulder a heavy workload on both ends of the floor. Despite those performances, the Clippers were unable to overcome defensive breakdowns and scoring droughts that have plagued them throughout the year. Late-game execution remains an issue, and the team has struggled to close out tight contests, particularly on the road. Now, returning to their home floor, the Clippers are hoping a familiar environment can spark a turnaround. Monday's matchup represents more than just another game on the schedule. It is an opportunity for Los Angeles to stabilize, regain confidence, and potentially build momentum heading into the next stretch of the season. However, whether that happens may depend largely on the health of one of their most important players. James Harden's status looms large over this game. The Clippers have listed Harden as questionable due to a left calf contusion, putting his availability in doubt. Harden has been a key piece of the Clippers' offensive structure this season, serving as both a primary scorer and a facilitator. If he is unable to play, it would mark just his second missed game of the season and force Los Angeles to make significant adjustments. When Harden is on the floor, the Clippers' offense tends to flow more smoothly. His ability to control tempo, create shots for teammates, and draw defensive attention opens up opportunities for players like Leonard and Zubac. Without him, the burden shifts almost entirely onto Leonard to generate offense, a situation that has proven challenging over extended stretches. If Harden is ruled out, Bogdanovic is expected to step into a larger role and could potentially draw a start. Bogdanovic provides shooting and spacing, but his skill set is different from Harden's. The Clippers would likely rely more on isolation scoring and half-court execution through Leonard, which could make them more predictable offensively. In addition to Harden, the Clippers' injury report includes several other notable names. Nicholas Batum is listed as questionable due to illness, while Bradley Beal, Derrick Jones Jr., and Chris Paul remain sidelined. The accumulation of injuries has limited lineup flexibility and disrupted continuity, making it difficult for the Clippers to establish consistent rotations. As Los Angeles navigates these challenges, the Memphis Grizzlies arrive in a similar position, albeit with a slightly better record and a different set of questions. Memphis enters Monday's game at 11-14, coming off a home loss to the Utah Jazz on Friday night. Like the Clippers, the Grizzlies are searching for stability and consistency as the season progresses. In that loss to Utah, Santi Aldama led the way for Memphis, scoring 22 points and grabbing 7 rebounds. Aldama has taken on an expanded role this season and continues to be a reliable contributor, particularly in the front court. His versatility allows Memphis to stretch the floor and create mismatches against opposing defenses. Ja Morant's return from injury was another major storyline for the Grizzlies. In Friday's game, Morant recorded 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists, showing flashes of his explosiveness and playmaking ability. While he is still working his way back into peak form, his presence alone changes the dynamic of Memphis's offense. Despite Morant's return, Memphis has not been immune to injury concerns of its own. The Grizzlies' injury report is lengthy, with 6 players listed, including key front court pieces Brandon Clarke and Zach Edey. Their availability, or lack thereof, could have a significant impact on how Memphis approaches Monday night's matchup. Brandon Clarke has been upgraded to doubtful as he continues to recover from right knee surgery. While he is not expected to play against the Clippers, the designation suggests that his return may be approaching. Clarke has yet to make his season debut, but when healthy, he provides energy, rim protection, and efficient scoring around the basket. Zach Edey, on the other hand, has been ruled out due to a stress reaction in his left ankle. The injury is expected to sideline him for at least 3 weeks, leaving a noticeable gap in Memphis's front court depth. Edey's absence places increased responsibility on players like Aldama and Landale to control the paint and handle rebounding duties. With Edey sidelined and Clarke nearing a return, the Grizzlies are in a transitional phase. Lineups are being adjusted, roles are evolving, and the coaching staff is tasked with maintaining balance while waiting for reinforcements. Aldama and Landale are expected to continue seeing expanded minutes as Memphis navigates this stretch. Beyond Clarke and Edey, the Grizzlies are also without Ty Jerome, John Conchar, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Javon Small, all of whom remain sidelined as they recover from injuries. While some of these players are role contributors, their absence further limits depth and flexibility, particularly on the perimeter. For both teams, Monday night's game represents a chance to reset. The Western Conference remains tightly packed, and while neither team is currently in an ideal position, a strong stretch of play can quickly change the narrative. Health, however, remains the biggest obstacle. From a matchup perspective, the battle in the paint could be decisive. With Edey out and Clarke unlikely to play, Memphis will rely heavily on Aldama and Landale to match up against Zubac, who is coming off a dominant scoring performance. If Zubac can establish himself early, it could force Memphis to adjust defensively and open up opportunities on the perimeter. On the other end, the Clippers' defensive approach will likely focus on containing Morant. Limiting his penetration, cutting off passing lanes, and forcing him into tough shots will be a priority. Without a fully healthy roster, the Clippers cannot afford breakdowns that allow Memphis to generate easy offense. The uncertainty surrounding Harden adds another layer of intrigue. If he plays, the Clippers gain a significant advantage in terms of offensive organization and experience. If he sits, the pressure intensifies on Leonard, who has already been carrying a heavy load this season. For Memphis, the question is whether Morant can continue building rhythm and whether the supporting cast can provide enough scoring to compensate for missing front court pieces. Consistency has been elusive, but the potential remains. Monday night's game may not decide the season for either team, but it could influence momentum, confidence, and direction. In a long NBA season, stretches like this often define how teams respond to adversity. Fans will be watching closely as tip-off approaches, waiting for final injury reports and lineup announcements. Every decision matters, every possession counts, and in a conference where margins are thin, availability can be just as important as talent. The matchup between the Grizzlies and Clippers tips off from Los Angeles at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, offering a late-night showdown filled with questions, adjustments, and the possibility of a much-needed turning point for both teams. As the injury reports finalize and players take the floor, one thing is certain. Monday night's game will test depth, resilience, and adaptability. For two teams looking to bounce back, the outcome could shape the next chapter of their season.